Welcome. Middle School Math Made Easy, Simple Visual Math. We are working backwards today to find the missing dimension. The circumference of a circle is 18.84 units, 18 and 84 hundredths units. What is the diameter round to the nearest whole number? So we are going to go over how to work backwards to find the diameter. So here they're giving us the circumference. In the previous videos that I created, we just had to find the area, or we had to find the circumference. They gave us the information that we needed. We substituted the values into the formula, and then we just did the operations of multiplication. Here, we're going to do the same first step. We're going to substitute the numbers that we know into the formula, and we're going to use this formula for the circumference of a circle. But then we are going to have an equation here to solve. And we have to use our knowledge of solving equations to get the diameter. If you need help with solving equations, please check out my previous videos on solving equations. So, before we start this problem, please note you must check out the links. Click on the links below. Amazon, Teachers Pay Teachers, math worksheets with visuals. Give your students the math supports they need. Follow me on Pinterest. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. So, here we have a problem where we need to find the diameter, but they're giving us the circumference. So we need to work backwards, and we need to start with the circumference formula. We are not using this circumference formula because we want to use the circumference formula that has a d, the diameter, because we need to find the diameter. Now, we can use a different formula, but it's just much easier to use the one with the d, so we don't have to do any extra steps at the end. So let's jump right in. First, we're going to substitute the values into the formula. Whatever we do not know, we will use a variable. And this is the big difference. What I see is, I see a common error. I see students doing this. See, they do it just like the previous problem, the video where I went over how to find the circumference. I see students say, oh, C. Okay, let's just do C is equal to pi times D, 1884. And they just take the numbers and they put it in. And this is wrong, incorrect. Why? Because you don't just put the numbers that you see into the formula. You have to ask yourself, do I know this? And you have to make sure you're replacing the correct number in the correct spot. And if you do not know something, you have to use a variable. But the variable will be in a different spot here, in a different spot than the previous example where we just found the circumference. And what is missing is, what is missing is different, and what is given to us is different, and it will be in a different spot. So you can't just say C, just write C. No, if you know what C is, do we know what C is? The circumference? Yes. In this problem, they're giving us the circumference. So that's the common mistake that students make. Please be careful when you're substituting things in the formula. Make sure to ask yourself, do I know that information? If you know it, then you put it there. It's not always going to be the same numbers given to you and the same things that are missing. Problems will change. And then pi is always just pi. Pi is a number, but we just use a symbol because we're not going to write 3.14, so on, so on, so on. And then D. Do we know what the D is? Well, let's look at a problem. It says, what is the diameter? That's the question. So we do not know D. So here, our diameter is our unknown that we're using a variable for. So this is the difference between when we worked forward before in the previous video to find the circumference and when they're giving us the circumference here to find the diameter. So here, the circumference is known, and we put that number here. And the D, the diameter, is unknown, and we put the variable here. So you have to be careful where you put your variable, where you put your numbers. Also, another thing I want to point out, remember, when you have a number, pi is a number, times D, a variable, it means to multiply. There's no plus or minus, there's no division symbol, so it means to multiply. And that's something you need to know from algebra. So what we're going to do here is, this is our equation. So I'm going to write here equation, and we need to solve it. It's a one-step equation. It has one operation. So some students might notice, oh, I see multiplication, so I'm going to divide. But maybe you don't know which order to divide in. Dividing in the right order is important. Maybe you want to use this flow chart. If you ever have a problem without a flow chart, you can always draw it for yourself. You use one box here if there's one operation, like I have here. Remember how to fill out this flow chart. We put the variable here. The variable is D. We put the operation that's happening to D, and here D is being multiplied by pi. Remember, pi is a number, so that's like saying, let's say D was being multiplied by 20, then we would write times 20. So here we're just going to write times pi. Pi is a number that never ends, so I'm not going to actually write the number. I'm going to write a symbol. And then across from where we wrote times pi, we have to put the opposite operation, because the second flowchart is where we're going to actually start solving. So the first part of the flowchart is just writing down what we see in the equation, and then the second part, this part here where I'm writing in green, this is what we're going to use to solve. So this is the most important part of the flowchart. And here, if we multiply, the opposite is division. So if we multiply by pi, we have to undo it and divide by pi. And then here, we put the number that's by itself on the equal side of the equal sign, on its own side of the equal sign, which is 18.84. So then we put the same number here, as you see the arrow. And now what we're going to do is, since order is very important, we're going to follow the order of the arrows. So the arrows, I don't know if you can see this, maybe I should use a different color. So the arrow specifically tells us to start with the 18.84, 18 and 84 hundredths. Okay, this is not really turning out too clear, and I want to make sure it is very clear so we know what to do. So I'm going to write it again. So we are going to write here 18.84. This is from our equation on its own side of the equal sign with no variable. And now it says do 18.84, so I'm going to write it here so you can see what to do. And sometimes that will be helpful to you to actually write it out, what you're going to put in the calculator, so you know the order. Because students look here a lot of times and they take the pi first. No, you're going this direction. Notice the arrow is moving this direction from the bottom up, so we're going to do this direction. 18.84 divided by pi, this direction. And you might be like, well, that's confusing. What is pi? No, pi is just a number, but we can't write. I'm just going to show you what pi is here. Pi is 3.14. It goes on and on forever. So we use the symbol to represent it so we don't have to write the whole number out. So let's just put this into the calculator now. And this is what we're going to put in to get our answer. 18.84 divided by pi. I click my pi. I went over where pi is. I'm going to circle it here so you can see. And then I press equal. And now I need to go back to the problem. It says round to the nearest whole number. So you always go back to the problem to the question to see if you did all parts, or if there's another part. Here there's another part. We need to round to the nearest whole number. So what does that mean? So that means the answer is going to be 5 or 6. Which one? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look. My number is going to be 5 or 6, so I'm going to look at the next digit, which is a 9. I don't care about the rest of the numbers here. And I'm going to look at the 9. So I'm going to write it over here so you can see it very big. 5.9. And I'm going to look at this digit and I'm going to say 5 or more. Is it 5 or more? Yes. So we up the score and we change it to 6. So my answer is going to be 6. The diameter is 6 units. So we can, of course, we can check this because this is an equation, and we can see if we do 6 times pi, we're going to get, but of course, because we rounded, so we're not going to get exactly 18.84, but we should get close to that. And we can always do that check. I'm not going to do that now. And let me erase this as well. So I hope this video was helpful for you. It is a little more challenging to work backwards and then have to put in the numbers and solve the equation. But if you practice a lot, you will succeed. Please click on the links for more visuals and supports, math worksheets with visuals, give your students the math supports they need. If you're a teacher or homeschooling guardian, you can use this math worksheets after the mini lesson and guided practice, or even for the guided practice as well. And the hope is that after they use the visuals, they can help draw the visuals for themselves when they are working on their own with a different problem, or they can eventually see the pattern and be able to do it without the visuals there. Please follow me on Pinterest. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and check out the previews of the worksheets. Please click on the links that I have put here with my other videos. Thank you.